So frustrating. So frustrating. Can't think straight. Can't think straight. Got a headache. Headache. 2.35 aspect ratio. 2.35 aspect ratio. What the fuck was that? Ah! 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 Oh, my head. Oh. What the fuck's the matter with this game? Huh? Ah! Alright guys, I'm sorry it took so long for me to play this game, but to be honest, I actually wasn't planning on playing this until I got a PS4, but you know, I had other games planned to be reviewed, like Borderlands the pre-sequel and Assassin's Creed Rogue, and this came out the same day as the pre-sequel. I only got this because I found it on Black Friday sale for 20 bucks, and it you know, it had only been like a month old. It's almost 2 months old now, but still, I mean, 20 bucks, even if it's the 360 version. And I chose the 360 version because this game's 2.35 aspect ratio, and I believe I already said this in my Black Friday video that it's boxed in. Same with the Assassin's Creed Rogue gameplay intro video that you saw. Hopefully you probably didn't, but anyway, all that aside, The Evil Within. It's kind of a mixed bag. I mean, overall I enjoyed it, but there's a lot of things wrong with it. And I'm not talking about things that can be patched either. I'm talking about actual, like, poor design choices and it's frustrating, but not really in a good sense. Not in the sense that it's like survival horror frustrating. More in the sense that it's like, it's kind of buggy frustrating. Why is this happening to me? Frustrating. Why'd the sound turned off? Frustrating. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna stop wasting time. I'm just gonna go straight to my review. So here you go. The Evil Within has a very interesting premise about the beating of the minds, control of a body through minds, etc.
Fine. Previous trials indicated rapid deterioration of consciousness. Their minds became an exquisite mass, an amalgam of mental carrion. I'll have to connect myself if I want to experience their terror before it diminishes.
But unfortunately is dumbed down by extremely poor pacing, unmemorable characters, and an ending that is quite disappointing and leaves a lot up for interpretation. And speaking of the characters, I don't think I've ever observed a more boring and one-dimensional cast of characters in any other game. Like most survival horror games, there's only a handful of story-related people, but for God's sake, at least make them interesting. Their voice actors sound like they don't even want to do it at times. There's no emotion at all with what's going on around them, and more than one occasion did I hear the main character Sebastian not even speak a line in the right fucking tone.
Joseph, you think there's a connection?
Everyone all right back there?
Just a few bumps, we're fine.
Fine.
We will be once we're far away.
Fine.
A little further and we'll be fine. A little further and we'll be fine.
A little further and we'll be fine.
Now in my opinion, the survival horror gameplay is what really makes this game shine. But only sometimes. Now I will explain why that is in a little bit, but for now, I just want to point out a big thank you to director Shinji Mikami for bringing back the ammo scarcity element that was so present in the earlier Resident Evil games. This game encourages resourcefulness to an absolute all-time high. Staying undetected as much as you can, like in The Last of Us, is very crucial. You can stealth kill enemies while you are behind them, or kill them while they are stunned by a flash grenade, or even stunned by throwing a glass bottle at their head that would normally be used as a distraction. You will search every nook and cranny to find all the ammo and health you can, but even then you won't be able to pick everything up because there's an inventory limit to every single item, even if you have max upgrades. I consider this a good thing in survival horror, guys. Now here's where the bad parts really start rolling in. Because of how important it is to make every shot count during chapters involving tense action, the aiming fucking sucks. The camera is way too zoomed in that it looks like a mirrored first-person shooter when you are aiming, and the enemies fidget around while charging at you at times, making it near impossible to pull off a headshot. Not that me showing you the game is really helpful, because, to be honest, I've adapted to that by now. Also, you can't kick them like you can in Resident Evil 4 while they're recovering from a headshot, so imagine the difficulty you will face at times. You can, however, burn them with matches while they are down to make sure they don't get back up, which saves ammo, but you still have to consider conserving the matches too. Your main source for XP is called green gel that you collect from dead bodies and can find jars full of them all throughout the game. You then use them to upgrade your character attributes, weapons, inventory, and agony bolts at the electric chair in the save room hubs you find throughout the game. Now, I know this is off topic, but what is it with Shinji Mikami and chainsaws? I know this is only the second game he's directed with chainsaw bosses, but seriously, what gives? Did he like run out of ideas, or does he just have like a sick chainsaw fetish, or sexual fantasy, whatever? There is a lot of replay value in this game though. On top of the 17 hours that I took to beat this game, it has everything a survival horror should, from collectibles to New Game Plus to unlockable weapons like a machine gun and rocket launcher. I only wish they had infinite ammo though. Wait a minute. Shinji Mikami rocket launcher fetish fantasy? Overall, this game had a really good atmosphere and a lot of really intense situations. Considering I missed a shit ton of collectibles throughout my 17-hour playthrough, I would consider this to be about as long as Resident Evil 4. Unfortunately, like all the newer Resident Evils, the evil within isn't really all that scary. It almost seems like they relied a little too much on the gore for horror. Bloody does not equal scary. Plus, let's face it, huge portions of the game have really action-packed sequences, almost as if Michael Bay or Christopher Nolan directed it, not Shinji Mikami. And on a little side note, some of the character animations are really silly. In this one, it looks like I'm playing as Jim Carrey. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Did they just rotate her frozen character model back as a cutscene animation? Let's rewind. Wow. Now that's pretty bad. That's like we're on a tight budget and are desperate kind of bad. Huh. It's kind of like my videos, actually. Now, people are probably going to tell me, oh, you're lying, or, oh, that's just in the 360 version. The next-gen versions are completely different. No, not really. I watched an entire, playthrough of this game on PC. You know, granted, it's not PS4, Xbox One, but it's pretty much the same, you know, the same thing. It's the Evil Within. It's the same game across all platforms. The only thing that's different, really, is like graphically, it's a little bit worse than the newer consoles, and maybe like the frame rate is a little worse. But apart from that, it's the exact same game. There is nothing next gen about this game. There's nothing groundbreaking for this game. There's nothing revolutionary about this game. You know, it's just there's nothing groundbreaking about it. It's just a survival horror game that is kind of similar to Resident Evil 4, which was groundbreaking at the time, but a game that's taken off from it is not what I call groundbreaking. And it's not as good as Resident Evil 4. It's not even as good as Resident Evil 5. It is better than Resident Evil 6. And that's why my final score for this game is a 6 out of 10. It's okay. I mean, it's not a bad game, but it's not really a great game either. It's a very weird game. It's weird. Like, if there's one word I would describe this, it wouldn't be scary. It wouldn't be like haunting or fresh. It would be weird. This is a weird game. Very awkward. It's just I mean, it's kind of like unique in its own way, but it's not really. I can't explain it. Just fucking play it for yourself. Actually, wait, no. Wait until the price drop. I would say $20. If you're not $20 if you're like me and you have better things to play, or $40 if you're a die-hard survival horror fan and mainly go for survival horror games only, and you try to hunt for survival horror. So this might be a good purchase for you. Just don't pay $60 for this game. I mean, it's just, there's nothing really special about it. I only recommend $60 purchases towards games that are really, really good. I mean, Watch Dogs was barely a $60 recommendation. Dark Souls 2 was a $60 recommendation. This ain't. I'm glad I got this for $20 because there are some parts that really pissed me the fuck off. Well, anyway, that's probably my last review of the year. I hope you enjoy my videos, and if you want to see more, let me know by subscribing, so I can, you know, get more fans and get more people to watch, to keep me going. And if you like this video, like it, I guess. If not, you can dislike it. And there will be more to come. Maybe next year there'll be some more free-to-play games on PSN that I can review. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching.
The Gamer Gods!
A little further and we'll be fine.